Brothers and sisters, may I now call upon Mr. Vignesh Shanmugam, our National Council President of SSSIO Australia. Brother Vignesh Shanmugam was an active SSE student and YA in Malaysia. He continues to actively serve SSSIO after migrating to Sydney, Australia in 2006. He has served in various roles, including Deputy and National Service Coordinator, Disaster Relief Coordinator, Community Engagement Referent, Sathya College Ambassador, and the list goes on and on. Professionally, Brother Vignesh has held many senior roles in various multinational organizations, leading global strategic and transformational initiatives.
Thank you. Swami, respected elders, brothers and sisters, Saram. Standing here between you and lunch feels like being a prey in the safari. So I'll try and keep it as short as possible. I don't consider myself to be a good speaker, so feel free to have a power nap for the next 10 minutes. The next, what I would like to do is basically share two experiences with the time that's permitted, and one that for me firmly gives me that confidence of that experience with Swami, that relationship with Swami. And the second one being that affirmativeness from Swami that he's still here with us. So as the MC said, I come from Malaysia. And growing in Malaysia, you have a community where you do as you're told as a child. So I was told to go to SSC classes, not that many years ago, just a couple of years ago only, go through SSC classes, and then go through the teen youth program, and then subsequently get involved in all the service activities. Now, while it started off as something where you do as you're told, but I started to feel that warmth and that love at the center that I felt in the house as well. And that really encouraged me to spend more time and to be more active in the service activities. There's a lot more experiences there that I gained just being there, just being involved in the service activities in the organization. But particularly that warmth and the love that I felt in the center by all the elders, by the young adults, really was the magnetic pull for me to actually spend time there at the center, as I did at home, feeling the same warmth and the love as well. Then fast forward to 2006, when I migrated to Australia. Once again, that's an opportunity that was a gift by Swami. But for the first couple of years, I didn't attend any centers. And I felt that sense of void. And one day I just thought to myself, let me just, go to a center. So I looked up, Googled it, and I went and attended Center Bhajans. The moment I stepped foot at the center and participated in the bhajans, immediately that sense of warmth and love that I felt in Malaysia, at home, in Malaysia, at the Sai Centers, being involved in all the activities, I felt that same warmth and love. So for me, the dots started to connect. Now, right up to this point, I never had the opportunity to go to Prashanthi Nilayam or even the affordability to actually travel abroad and go to Prashanthi Nilayam or be part of any pilgrimages or anything of that sort. So Swami for me was always part of experiences and stories and a photo at the altar. That was who Swami was for me, physically at a distance. But fortunately in 2008, I had the opportunity through work to travel to India. And I grabbed that time to actually go to Puttaparthi itself. It was me alone. I didn't go with any groups or anything of that sort. So I had no clue what to do, what the protocols were and such. But anyway, to cut the long story short, when I went to Puttaparthi, when I went to Prashanthi Nilayam, I followed what the crowd did and ended up inside Kulwantol. Now, one of the things that was ingrained in me by my mother's brother, my uncle, was to always communicate with Swami. At any point of time, was to always communicate with Swami. And I've always done that. Whether I'm on the road, whether I'm in the bus or whatever it is, in the plane, always communicate with Swami. So here I am sitting down in Kulwantol, and I'm communicating with Swami in the form of meditation and contemplation. Now, of course, Swami comes out for darshan, and there's an overwhelming sense of surrealness, and obviously, there's a lot of emotions that pours out. But Swami, once again, just as how he was at the altar at a distance, he was always at a distance for me. But this conversation continued with Swami. And in my conversation with him, I asked him, Swami, I would like just one thing. Can I have an interview, please? And in Swami's typical style, he doesn't answer immediately. It takes a long time. So it's several years of trips to India where I actually get a response. But bear in mind, the background to this also is that the people that I grew up with, many people went to, visited Puttaparthi, visited Swami, had a lot of interviews, have been given a lot of gifts by Swami in the form of materialization of ring, pendant, chain, everything, head to toe accessories. I didn't ask for all of that. All I asked for was just one interview. Through several visits, and this was once again the communication through the state of contemplation and meditation. And the response that I got from Swami was, why are you asking for one interview when I've given you hundreds, if not thousands of interviews? So then it changed. I started asking, what do you mean by this? Give me this explanation. I stopped asking for the interview, but I asked, give me this explanation. What do you mean by hundreds, if not thousands? In typical Swami style, the answer came several years later. And again, in the state of meditation. And he said, every interaction and every conversation you have with each and every one is an interview that I'm giving you. That was Swami's message to me. How profound is that? And it's so aligned with a lot of the things that has been shared in terms of the various experiences. And through that, I was able to experience Swami through the various conversations and sharings by each and every one. And that really affirmed Swami's omnipresence to me. I've got 4 minutes to go, so I'll quickly go into the second example. Just a few months ago in Australia, we embarked on a service project. And that one of the service projects was to deliver blankets to a homeless community up in Darwin in the Northern Territory. The team got together and we did some feasibility and financial studies in terms of how much it's going to cost, how many blankets, and it costed quite a little bit of money, but we thought we'll take that message out to the members. Now, in one of the service activities, soup kitchen, homeless service activities, I came across a lady who came with her family to participate in the service activity, and we started a conversation, and I told her about this blanket service. And she said, so you need blankets? I said, yes. How many do you need? I said, we've pledged 1,008 blankets. We exchanged numbers, and then a couple of days later, she called me and she said, okay, Vignesh, there's a place that you can go to and you can collect your blankets. Now, I asked her two questions. How much in terms of cost, because we were prepared to pay for it, and how many blankets can we collect? Her first response to me was $0. You don't have to pay for anything at all. Her second answer to me to the question, how many blankets? Bring a van. That's all she told me, bring a van. Now, we organized a van, but I wasn't sure whether was I going to get one blanket for the van, 10 blankets, 100 blankets, we didn't know. Anyway, we went there. We collected 250 blankets from that place. And that place launders airline blankets. And this was one of the things that, as part of the planning, we were talking about. It will be nice to get airline blankets because we know they discard it, but this is a place that launders it as well. So we're getting clean blankets from them. And the guy who owns the place, Chris, he said, Vignesh, anytime you all want to come, you can come and collect blankets. And this was unlimited supply. And as I'm standing here today, the team in Australia are also collecting, because we are in the middle of winter right now, we're collecting 800 blankets over there. Just before I left to come to Kenya, I called the owner of the place, and his name is Chris. And I said, Chris, I'm leaving, so someone from the team will basically contact you. And his response to me was, no problem, Vignesh. Sai can come and collect the blankets at any point in time. And that was his response to me. Sai can come and collect the blankets. He didn't even say your organization or who is going to come or whatever. He just, without even batting the eyelid, he said, Sai can come and collect. So here, again, it just solidifies that Swami is the doer. He is the one who basically is responsible for everything, including the results. And I'll conclude by saying that although I didn't get, in all the times that I had the opportunity to go to Puttaparthi, and I didn't get a chance to get the interview, the physical proximity interview, or even a gift. But I personally feel that the gift that Swami has given is in the form of the organization and in the form of the family. And whatever opportunities that Swami has given or gives or provides at any point of time, we should grab it as the opportunity that he's given Pada Namaskaram for us. And I just want to also say that if you're expecting for any examples of experiences that I've had with Swami, I'm sorry to disappoint you, but I can only share experiences that time and time again affirms that Swami is always with us. Thank you, Saram.